Today's cards call for sacred release to shed what's stagnant and stand firm in renewal. Namaste reminds us of the power of breath, and self-compassion helps us learn how to transform blame into strength and purpose. Henwin invites us to refresh our space and our spirit. Our moment of Zen from Einstein teaches us that true value lies in liberation from the self. Namaste, Witchlings. Welcome, welcome, welcome one and all to Daily Divinations and Self-Care. This is where magic meets mindfulness, where we weave together the sacred spiral flow, honoring the day, listening to the cards, and caring for ourselves along the way. So, welcome back, or if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, and welcome. Each day, we flow with the sacred spiral, and I am Di, your favorite yoga witch and guide through that. So let's step into today's spiral together. So go grab your favorite crystal. I'm grabbing my selenite heart because I'm feeling heart-shaped today. Light your favorite candle or incense. Cozy up with your coffee, tea, or whatever brew fills your mug, and let's go step into today's spiral of wisdom and self-care together, shall we? Don't forget to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. It helps our Witchling circle grow and keeps our sacred spiral turning. So what's everybody up to? I need flame. Uh-oh. Thank you, Bean. Yeah, I've got the sniffles. I think something in my CPAP is wonky because I was fine when I got up for my appointment. And then I put it back on and went back to sleep. And when I woke back up, I couldn't breathe through one side. Yeah, Hazel, I agree with you. He makes me feel rather ill as well. A witchy slumber party. Oh, that would be awesome, Hazel. I would happily do that. Hazel says we need to have a witchy slumber party. She's so used to doing the same makeup routine over and over. She thinks I could help her try new things. I feel so special. Cut creases are fun and super easy to do. I thought they were going to be super, super difficult. And then I watched a video on how to do, and I'm like, why did I think they were so hard for so long? They've kind of become my go-to when I have the time. Today, I just grabbed one of my double-ended stick eyeshadow and threw something together. All right. So, we do not have a birthday today, sad face. Don't think we have any anniversaries either, sad. So, yeah, my brain is just kind of, it's going chug, gee. So we are going to figure out why the candle is stuck. That's not supposed to happen. All right. That's why I had my hand under it. Ew. All right. It's leaning. Can I fit? Pizza. It's the leaning candle of pizza. Yeah. Pizza. Have a good one, Bean. Thank you, Bean. Yep. I know that reference. I caught that reference. Oh my god. I need to watch. Oh, well, am I pissed? Am I that pissed off at Disney and Marvel right now? Or am I willing to watch the movies? Figure it out later. All right, y'all. We are going to light our candle today for Will, my dear friend, who's usually in here. I think he has a follow-up today. And his post-operative healing. So, Will, my friend, my dear, here's to a quick... Hey, you! Here's to a quick and relatively painless recovery. He was lurking again. All right, my friends. As I light our flame, may our light be a beacon of hope and light in the darkness for those stumbling and lost along the way. Sometimes, most times, I also hold this light for survivors and victims of gun violence in the United States, remembering them in our circle. Speaking of, yesterday was the anniversary of Uvalde. All right. And now, may have been but I saw a post about it yesterday. I'll talk more later. With the lighting of our candle, our sacred circle is now closed, and we invite the ancestors to join us today. Alright, so don't forget again to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. It keeps our Witchling circle growing and keeps the daily spiral turning. Oh boy. I saw a post from Lisa Lee Curtis about it yesterday. She actually... Okay, I apologize. It was May. But I saw a post from Lisa Lee Curtis about it yesterday. And she shared the story of the teacher that was blamed for leaving the door open in the first post she made. And then in the second post she made, she straight up shared the video from CNN that blew that theory out of the water, because you watch her, she hears the accident outside and she's got her phone in her hand as she goes running out the door. She's calling 911. Hey, I just heard an accident out back of the school. And yes, she propped the door open at that point. But then when she realized that he was walking towards her with a gun, she started freaking out, screaming, he's got a gun, he's shooting. She comes in the door. You watch her kick the rock out of the way and pull the door shut. And then the other thing that she was accused of was running immediately to her classroom to hide. Oh, hells no. This woman, as she is running into the school, she's like, get out of the hallway, get out of the hallway. There's a man with a gun coming. So, yeah. Sorry. All right, y'all. Anyway. Because I hold my candle for survivors of gun violence, and I saw that yesterday. And misunderstood that it was not the anniversary. This was the teacher from Uvalde 3 years ago. All right. Let's take a peek at what holidays are weaving their way through the spiral of this day. Irony. We have International Stress Awareness Day. No, those are not the holidays. Where are they? Okay, I managed to do one of them and did not get the other two. Good grief. This is what happens when Di gets distracted. It is International Stress Awareness Day. It is Commercial TV Broadcast Day. And National Love Your Red Hair Day. All right. International Stress Awareness Day. Let's be real, my witchlings. Stress is that sneaky little goblin that loves to whisper, "You're not doing enough." And today, we tell that goblin to shut the fluff up. Breathe in peace, breathe out pressure, and remember, rest is not a reward, it's a requirement. Okay, and then we have our little mini ritual. Light a candle or a stick of incense, and on your inhale say, "I draw calm into my heart." And on the exhale, "I release all that is not mine." The time to relax is when you don't have time for it. From Sydney J. Harris. Commercial TV broadcast day. Haha, the magic of moving pictures, the flicker that brought stories into living rooms and imagination into motion. Today, maybe skip the doom scrolling and revisit a comforting show, the one that made you feel seen. Or better yet, turn off the TV and write your own story instead. What would the Die the Yoga Witch show episode of your life be called today? That's a good question. And then finally, because I love gingers, National Love Your Red Hair Day. Whether your locks are fiery kappa, henna streaked, or metaphorically ablaze with passion, today is your day. Red hair has long been a mark of magic, power, and mischief. So, toss that mane, my witchling, and let your inner flame shine bright. And your affirmation with this is, "My fire is sacred, my passion is power, my light is my crown." And that, my witchlings, is our holidays for today. Okay. Andrea has ghosties interfering with her signal. I can see that. We have that issue, Andrea. Our Wi-Fi will go wonky during the heat of summer, but that's because of where the wiring is on the house, and it just gets beat the fluff up by the sun. Yes, I'm watching my language again. All right, haha. Yeah, and we also get a ton of Wi-Fi overlap randomly out of nowhere, especially when the neighbors will decide to, turn their Wi-Fi on for the day, and it's just, or they'll reboot their router, and it's all wonky. And unfortunately, Xfinity has stopped letting us adjust what channel our Wi-Fi is on, so we don't conflict with the neighbors. It's frustrating. Yeah, now it's automagically controlled, and the automagic control doesn't know jack diddly squat because it doesn't realize that we have another Wi-Fi that's like 150 feet, 100 feet away. Maybe he's playing with rose quartz. I just picked up my lapis lazuli bracelet to see if I could warm it up to put it on. Oh, I am actually kind of looking forward to my birthday because I'm going to make a birthday wish list of a bunch of witchy shit. Yeah. All right. Who wants to see what our cards are today? Yes, I do. Let's drink more coffee. We are still paying for me having been at the hospital for 5 hours yesterday. I am still zinging and spinning and zooming, and having to get up early this morning just made it worse. Dude, if I could manage to have this kind of energy on a regular basis, but the problem is it's just my mind that's energetic. My body is like, yeah, nope, molasses. Would be nice. I hate being ADD sometimes. Do what? Oops. Fix. Can't do cards yet. We gotta fix a couple of things. All right. I get to babble at you guys some more. Yay! Die. Really? Anyway. Oh, I guess I'll show off some of the stuff. So, I wore earrings that I made to the hospital yesterday on the Man Behind the Curtain suggestion, because he's smart. And he's like, and take a few with you. So, I put them into this. And if you purchase a pair of earrings or that from me, this is what I'm going to, give them to you in, are the cute little pink baggies. So, yeah, Di did good yesterday. All right. I've also decided that, where's Sarge? We have some really high wind gusts going through right now, which means two things. Number one, Sarge is going to be freaked the fluff out for a while. And number two, we might potentially lose power for a few minutes, which hopefully, as long as the complex across the street maintains power, we will be okay. Our Wi-Fi will stick around, but as soon as they lose power, we are SOL. Hey, John, I did see you. Yesterday was exhausting, but went really, really well. My new doctor, she was really sweet, and she's like, I am ADHD as heck, so let's attack one thing at a time. And I'm like, oh my God, we're so going to get along, because I am autistic and ADHD. And she's like, oh, join the club. So we did the x-rays on my pinky, and she's not sure if it's an injury or if I'm just developing arthritis. And then I was starving. Couldn't leave the hospital because I was waiting for my ride. And one of our mods here, Raven, was kind enough to have sent me money a few days ago and was just kind of waiting for me to notice it. So, yeah, I used that to buy lunch. Andrea, very, very, very much so. Between the ADD, the pervasive demand avoidance, and the autism with my texture yuck, and then throw my asthma in there. So, the pervasive demand avoidance, if I am told to go do something, you can guarantee it's not going to happen, even if I wanted to do it. That's right, we'll fill him in a minute. And then the autism and the ADD, the autism texture thing and the ADHD super easily distractible means my dishes do not usually get done on time. My asthma, I can throw clothes into the washer, but goddess forbid my ADHD makes me forget they're there for 3-4 days and they start smelling funky, because then that'll trigger my asthma. If I don't, and I manage to swap them over immediately, pulling them out of the dryer, that'll trigger my asthma as well because of the lint. So yeah, me and keeping house do not work well together. I really need this to become successful enough that I can once again employ a full-time or a once-a-week maid. Oh, you said, oh, John, I'm so excited for you. You missed last night too, so I get to tell you the good news. We are fully we are fully accepted for the first level of monetization, which means we have super comments, we have stickers, we have some of that stuff, and we are going to be working on some of the other stuff. We will be rolling out memberships shortly with the tiers, probably going to be similar to the Patreon tiers. Haven't completely decided yet. But yes, ADHD, anxiety, depression, PTSD, and asthma all combined. With all powers combined, we are not Captain Planet. We are, and the worst part of it is I also have, cleaning for me is a huge, huge trauma trigger. Because my incubator used to use cleaning as a punishment and would force me to clean my room and would just leave me to my own devices and then rage at me when I got distracted by something in my room as I'm cleaning. And yeah, it was... So I'd get locked in my bedroom for hours. because in her opinion, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to. And if I turned music on, which is something I learned years ago, makes it easier for me to do shit. If I turned music on and was singing along, goddess forbid, that got me in even more trouble because in her mind, I wasn't cleaning. I was singing and playing with the music. And I'm like, do you not see the progress I've made here? Really drove her batshit when my kids learned the same trick. Because, hi, I am ADHD and autistic. My children follow in my footsteps. She would bitch and scream and yell that we were letting the upper part of this 2-story house. The kids and I had the upstairs. The trolls had the downstairs. She would bitch and scream and pitch fits over the fact that we were letting the upstairs go to pot. And I'd be like, okay. So we'd crank up the music and the kids and I'd get to work. Yeah, lots of shit to deal with that, but we drove her nuts. I guess it was a two-way street. Okay, are we ready with the whippy jigger thingamawobber to do cards? The banner, that's what I'm looking for. I thought so. All right, so let's go see what the cards have to tell us today. All right. Oracle number 1 is... Oops. Camera's not ready, dumbass. There we go. Card number 1 is sacrifices must be made. Next. Stand your ground. Last but not least... I need to reach out. The cards whisper, sacrifices must be made, reminding you that every shedding is sacred. Stand your ground, beloved witchling. Your roots run deeper than doubt. And when your heart murmurs, I need to reach out, trust that call. Connection is magic and your courage is the bridge. Ooh. I like. What do you guys think? Let's move on to these ones. Tarot. Moving on to tarot. Our first card here today is 4 of Cups reversed. Motivation for the ability to work out disappointing relationships. Okay. Next. The Star reversed. The implications here are rather negative. Hopes are dead, dreams not realized. You are disappointed or disillusioned. And last but not least, we have Death reversed. Decaying situation, a stagnation, and or a near-death experience. Wow. The 4 of Cups reversed stirs you awake, my witchling, urging you to face what once left you numb and reclaim your spark. Yet the Star reversed dims that horizon, whispering that dreams you... that some... Thank you. Starting over. The 4 of Cups reversed stirs you awake, my witchling, urging you to face what once left you numb and reclaim your spark. Yet the Star reversed dims the horizon, whispering that some dreams may not bloom as you had hoped, and Death reversed lingers like a shadow, warning that what refuses to change may wither instead. It's time to release the rot and breathe new life into your becoming. Ooh. So at first glance it appears negative, but it actually kind of looks like it's a good thing. So let's see what all combined it looks like. So now, my witchlings, let's braid the Oracle and Tarot together, bringing their voices into one sacred spiral message. The cards murmur of sacred surrender, witchling. Sacrifices must be made, for the old must fall away to clear the path ahead. Stand your ground, even as the 4 of Cups reversed stirs your heart from apathy to loss. The Star reversed reminds you not all dreams are meant to flower, and Death reversed warns that clinging to the past breeds stagnation. Yet when your spirit whispers, I need to reach out, listen. Connection and courage are your rebirth. Our affirmation. Our affirmation. I release what has withered, honor what remains, and open my heart to the magic of renewal. My courage roots me, my compassion restores me, and my light rises again, unbroken, unbecoming, reborn. What do you guys think of today's reading? Coffee. Bop. Ha ha. Wow, that was a really powerful reading. Damn. What do you guys think of it? I'm thinking it's saying good things are coming. Virtual party foodstuffs. Yes! Pizza is always good. Yes! We'll talk about that in the after show. I heard that as well. You too, Hazel. Hazel says she could feel good things are on the way. I agree. Got a couple of things I want to talk about in the after show that are politics or politics adjacent. That was actually... I actually intended for today's candle to light Dick Cheney's way through the veil. Oops. He was one of the worst warmongers, but his daughter is pretty amazing. All right. She is, but she actually had the chesticles to stand up to the Orange Menace. I give her respect. All right. Yep. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. That's like 3 in 30 seconds. Damnation. I'm breathing. Mm-hmm. Yes, tonight is Bitchin' Witch, and we are talking what the hell is Snap. Or what the hell is up with Snap. Uh-oh. I need the mouse for a second. That's what I thought I read. We have a wind advisory in place now. Haha. I missed it. Brain did not register. So, poor Sergeant is going to be freaked the fluff out. It's not braining. He says my brain needs to be braining. Brains. Now I want to watch iZombie. That was a fun show. I need to find the comic books it's based off of. Yes. Good things are coming. We need to let go of some things in order to receive the better. We have to shed what we no longer need to make room for the good things to grow. Why are my eyes watering all of a sudden? Jiminy Christmas. There's gotta be. My nose just plugged up. My eyes are literally leaking because you guys can hear my voice. I am not crying at all. And I'm just weird. Vert de floof. Sorry, the baby showed up. It's cray-cray out here. Okay. Shall we move on to Namaste, my loves? We should. Namaste says the power of breath. Relax your face. Breathe in through your diaphragm. Every time you breathe, notice how powerful you feel. Breath takes in energy. Air gives us what we need to live. It fills us with power. Feeling the power of each breath allows us to charge ourselves like we charge our cell phones. Breathe this way for 8 minutes and fill yourself up with power. This will help relax your body and power up your mind. I'm hearing Sonic the Hedgehog rings go bing, 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 bing in my head. I worry about myself some days. It's possible, Andrea. All right, moving on to self-compassion. Self-compassion talks about blame butterfly. Just like a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly, can you find a small, painful experience and see if you can transform it into strength, purpose, or growth to heal yourself or others? Did that many, many, many times. I have done that with major painful experiences. You go there. I bumped it. I'm sorry. The mouse was sitting where I needed to set my arm. We fight over the mouse on a regular. Typically because I'm talking with my hands and I accidentally bump my mouse. Unfortunately, if I bump my mouse while he is logged into my computer from his, it freezes his mouse for like 10 seconds. Oh, 2 seconds, but it feels like an eternity when we need to do something. I remember had to have been 5th grade. My teacher told us that she was going to do an experiment with us, and she was going to see how many of us could tell how long a minute was. And she had a stopwatch in her hand, and she said, I'm going to start the stopwatch, and when you think it's been a minute, raise your hand. I was one of the few that was fairly accurate. One of the popular boys in the class, his hand went up after, I think she said 6 seconds. And it was funny to see how many hands went up. I kept telling my friend that was in class with me, don't raise your hand yet. Don't raise your hand yet. And she wanted to. And I'm like, I know. Oh shit, I forgot to encourage all of you to vote. I have it lucky. We have mail-in voting here. Mimi, that sucks. Andrea, no, it does not. But well, it is kind of a cute mousey. It's one of the vertical ones, so it doesn't kill my wrist. Love it. Yeah, but yeah, I have been. Hey, Jake, long time no see, and it's a raven. Arr. Yeah, we're just talking about asking if everybody has plans to vote today. Because me being me, I forget that not everybody has the opportunity to just sit at their dining room table and vote. I have to admit. Yep, same. I have to admit that I am very glad I did not vote when I lived with my parents the way we do here. Because with our family, we sit down together, those of us that are of voting age, and we go through the ballot together and we talk about who we're voting for, why we're voting for them, and then the issues. No, please, I am so not a politician. And then we go through the initiatives that are being voted on and discuss why we're voting for or against these things. And I really love being able to do that with my kids. Had I done that with my parents, it would have been bad. There wouldn't, yeah. Yep, it would have been no discussion. It would have been, this is what you're voting, this is who you're voting for, and this, no. Yeah, we got ours. God, how long ago did ours come in the mail? At least a month ago. We keep forgetting to sit and fill them out. We used to sit down on our anniversary and vote. Do we think politicians are trashy or good? Honestly, it depends on the politician, and it does not necessarily depend on party. We will discuss that during the after show. Oh, Andrea, honey, no, 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 no. That is how we ended up with the fascist Cheeto in office, is people opting to not vote. This is something I am kind of passionate about. Please vote. Vote early and in as many elections as you can, because not only do we need to worry about the laws that we are voting to pass, but we also need to be very, very, very concerned about the politicians we are voting into office, from, the local city council and school board all the way up to our national offices. Because if we can get the smaller offices, if we can get the lower offices, like your local city and county officials, aligning with the views that need to be here for our country to thrive and succeed, we are more likely to be able to get them started on a path to larger and bigger more wide-ranging offices. Part of the reason we are in the trouble we are in today with this country is the man sitting in the Oval Office has no clue how to be a politician. He is a raging narcissist who wants power and money, and that's all he cares about. Does not care who he hurts in the process, and he's a freaking showman, and this is the biggest show he's ever put on, and he's getting all of the accolades and all of the attention, and it's just feeding that narcissistic ego. Yes, I am aware that we cannot necessarily diagnose someone that we have not examined, but when his psychiatrist or psychologist niece says that these are the tendencies. All right. Anyway, I am ranting again. I apologize. All right. Moving on. Ooh. Now we honor our goddess of the day. She is a divine presence to inspire, guide, and walk with us on today's spiral. Today's goddess, Henwin, the radiant British goddess of fertility and harvest, appears as a human embodiment of abundance and nurturing grace. Her presence in the golden field symbolizes harmony between earth and spirit, guiding the cycles of growth and renewal with gentle strength. She teaches that every seed sown with love will one day return tenfold in nourishment and peace. In order to honor her today, refresh your sacred space. Shift one thing, stir the energy, and whisper gratitude to the land. Offer a touch of honey or grain to your plants, symbolizing the energy exchange between giver and receiver, just as Henwin's blessings flow endlessly through all that lives. I like her. I do have to say today's picture was entertaining because one of her emblems is the sow. And it took me 4 times trying to convince the internet to give me the picture I needed, because the first one, it was just a pregnant pig. Then the second one, it was a pregnant woman with a pig head. And I'm like, no, I'm not looking at Doctor Who characters. And I'm like, I need a human goddess. And that's what I finally got. It's just incredibly... It was funny. All right, my darlings, my loves, my witchlings. Finally, we close our divination with a moment of Zen, a teaching from the Little Book of Zen to carry into your day. Our first quote is a Zen saying, "Get rid of the self, lower s, and act from the self, uppercase S." And then Albert Einstein tells us, "The true value of a human being can be found in the degree to which he has attained liberation from the self," lowercase. Albert Einstein. I like that. What do you guys think? What is your take on today's comment? Or Zen? Jiminy Christmas. No. Yeah, what's your take on today's take? Andrea, my brain garbled words. His niece is a psychiatrist, Mary, which is part of why he sued her about her one of her books. That would be cool. I will happily grow pumpkins in my backyard. By accidentally, yep, I know. We accidentally grew some pumpkins in the backyard. All right, my lovelies. My witchlings, it is time to wrap up our show for the day. As we open our circle with the extinguishing of our candle, we extend our eternal gratitude to the ancestors for being with us. All right, yes, I agree. All right. No, the meat from the pumpkin will not regrow pumpkin. You need at least one seed. But hey, I like this in theory. Sorry. All right, my lovelies. Hey, James. I did see you and I was responding to something else he said. That sounds like fun. Or Jake. Hi, James. Hi, Jake. My brain is just merging people together today. Jiminy. I did. He has. My brain is just not being nice. I am so not awake. This is what happens when I spend a day at the frickin' hospital. Have a good one, Jake. All right. Are we ready for today's closing blessing? May the breath... Oh, nope. There it is. Okay, fine. All right. So, here, my darling witchlings, is our closing blessing. I leave you with this. May the breath you take be your anchor and your wings. May every exhale carry away what no longer serves, and every inhale draw in courage, clarity, and calm. May your heart remember that transformation is not loss, it is liberation. Breathe deeply, my witchlings, and rise renewed. As above, so below. Namaste, my witchlings. All right. Now I do need to remind everybody before we completely wrap up this, I want to say, please remember that I have no corporate sponsors here. My channel is supported entirely by the witchling community. So we are full of just magic and love and what little bit of cash you throw my way. So please do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. Let's grow our witchling community and keep our spiral turning. And now... go out and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness. There is already enough darkness and hate. Let's please try to be beacons of light and hope and love for those lost and stumbling in the dark. Be sure to tell your loved ones, whether they walk on two legs, fly with wings, curl up in fur, glide with scales, or tiptoe on tiny paws and claws, that they are absolutely precious to you. Moments slip away far faster than we expect, and those last goodbyes often come way too soon. And please, my witchlings, always, always, always remember that you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and your purpose here is real, even if you have yet to discover it. I was 45 before I did. I love you all to bits. Namaste, witchlings.